Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee, and welcome to this paper crafting tutorial. This is the card we're making today. It's an embossed resist card featuring the Artful Amaryllis set, and I've just ink blended over the top and to create this lovely bold fiery colour, which I think matches very much the lovely bold colours in an amaryllis. So let me show you how I made it. Stamp set, as I said, we're going to use is Artful Amaryllis. I'm using this part here, this outline image here, and I've got this set up on my block, and we're going to stamp using Versamark because we are going to heat emboss in white embossing powder. So I'm just going to put some powder down all over my basic white piece of cardstock here, and then just going to give it a really good ink up. Using my block. Press that down, give it a really good press. Can't see anything because it's white on white. Gonna just use my white embossing powder now. Now I can see the image. That looks good. Give it a little flick. Fine. Going to put this back in its little box. I'm not very good at this, as you can tell. Often get powder all over the place, however hard I try. Okay, so let's heat this up and emboss it. So I'm going to take my heat tool to it. I'm going to let it heat up for about 30 seconds and then I'll take it to the paper. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to cut it out. And I'm going to cut it out in a square, and I'm going to use these dies here, the perennial postage dies, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've cut this out using the perennial postage dies, and you can't really see the image, but it's there. So now we're going to do some ink blending, and I had a little boo-boo, and I'm going to cover that up later. You're going to see. So the colours I'm going to use for the ink blending are crushed curry, pumpkin pie, and what do you call this, Poppy Parade. So I'm going to start off with my crushed curry, and I'm going to get out just a blending brush, and I'm going to do just a diagonal blend. So I'm going to start off in this corner up here. I'm going to come off the page first and just put down some colour. Okay. So that's that one, and then I'm going to go in with some crushed, some pumpkin pie rather. So load that up, and I quite like these small blending brushes. I find them easier to use. I have more control, I find, with them than the larger ones, but it's everyone to their own. It's really what suits you, suits your style of crafting. I'm just going to build the colour up slowly. I'm going to go back with my crushed curry, and I'm just going to blend these two together. And I've just got a spare piece here of grid paper that I've kept for getting messy, getting particularly messy. So that's what we've got so far. I'm going to go in now with our, what you call this colour, Poppy Parade. So we're going to go in from the bottom here. I'm going to bring this up into the orange, blend it in as you can see. And then I'm going to go back with my pumpkin pie and blend those two colours together. And that's what we've got, so I'm really happy with that. Now this is embossed resist, so I'm going to take a clean cloth and I'm just going to rub it all over, and wherever the ink is sitting on top of the shape of the embossing, it will show through. And I've got one or two little boo-boos here, you can see. There's one, another one there. I'm going to cover that with some embellishments. There's always a way around it. I'm going to leave that in so you can see, but I think it looks okay. So now I want the back to match the front. So I'm going to take a piece of basic white cardstock that measures 14.34 centimeters by 10, and I'm going to do exactly the same blending on here. So I'm going to start off again with my crushed curry. Going like that. Less is more. You can build the colour up, you can't take it away, so remember that, it's important. Remember, quite a bit of this will get covered up as well by our image, so don't worry. It's just to give the same feel to the whole card. I'm going to darken it up here as well. And just keep on going, alternating between the two colours until you've got a nice blend between them, which I'm happy with there for now. I'm going to go on with my Poppy Parade now. You can see it developing. I'm going to go back in with my pumpkin pie. And just get that blended, and I'm going to leave it like that because I really like how it looks. So let's close up all these ink pads. Now I want to do a little bit of heat embossing on this. Now this is touch dry, but it is not cured totally dry, so I'm going to hit it with a heat tool for a little while until it's totally dry, and then I'll see you in a few seconds. Okay, so I hit that with the heat tool, and now we're going to do a little bit of heat embossing with the sentiment. So I'm just going to put some powder down, so it'll just help it stick my heat embossing from where I want it. The stamps that I'm going to use is Merry Christmas from Reindeer Fun. We're going to stamp in Versamark ink, clear ink. It's an embossing ink. There's a sticky ink that will allow us to emboss, and I've just got it set up here on my stamping tool. I'm just going to do it one more time to be on the safe side. That's why I like using the stamping tool for something like this. Okay, take that out. Got white embossing powder here. Oops. There we go. Now, if there's any powder where you don't want it to be, and I can see a little bit here, just use a paintbrush, very fine paintbrush, just to get away with, flick it away. Now let's put this back in this little tub, hopefully without making too much of a mess. Okay, so now we're going to heat set that. So I'm going to take the heat tool and let it get hot for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to bring it to my project. Okay, there we go. Isn't that lovely? So now we're ready to assemble our card. So our card base is a thick basic white cardstock, and it's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then fold in half. So we're going to stick this piece on the front. And I just love the bright, vibrant colours of this card. It really does remind me of Amaryllis. I'll give that a nice press down, and I like the how bright white the heat embossing shows. Now, our focal image Amaryllis, I've backed it onto just a piece of basic white cardstock, and then I put a piece of our foam adhesive sheet on the back. So I'm just going to take the backing off here, and then I'm just going to place that on, and you can see how it matches, all the colouring matches, which is really cool. Then I've got some of these shiny back adhesive sequins, and we're going to use these just where we've had the few boo-boos to cover up our mistakes. Just like that. And there you go, they're the two cards. I hope you like them. If you do, I'd be grateful if you could give it that thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And if you want any more information about the project, the supply list, the measurements, it's all on the blog post on my website, and the link to that and all my social media links can be found in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye!